Day 9, 9th of December. Today I want to talk about the difference between a niche and an ideal client. Lots of coaches are aware that what they need is a niche. And they say things like, my niche is women in business. My niche is women in technology. My niche is professionals. My niche is anything really. And actually, those are this big, those niches that I've just mentioned. They're in some cases, they're not niches, they are half a population. You know, my niche is women. That's not a niche. So I wanted to talk to you about the difference between a niche and an ideal client and why niching is great, but it's not going to be as productive for you in terms of generating paying clients. So if you imagine a funnel, this end is your niche. So for example, your niche might be women in business. Great. That is a huge niche. Do you mean women business owners? Do you mean women who are who work within the corporate sector, because arguably that is business? Do you mean women who sell, you know, women who are in business development? Do you mean women who have their own kind of solopreneur business, so one-man band, one-woman band business? Do you mean women who are running a multi-million-pound global empire? What do you mean when you say women in business? Because the message that a woman running a multi-million-pound global empire needs to hear is hugely different than a woman running, say, a Tupperware business from a kitchen table needs to hear. So the top part of your funnel is the women in business bit. As you come down that funnel, you're going to narrow it down. What kind of business do I mean? What kind of position within that business does this woman have? What stage of business ownership, if that's who she is she? So let's do one. So women in business, right? Okay. Actually, I want to work with women who have a small kitchen table based business. So now we've narrowed it down. So let's just have a look at that for a moment. Women who have a kitchen table based business. Now, some of those kitchen table based businesses turn over hundreds of thousands of pounds, you know, things like, I think Rachel's Yogurt started off as a farm based kitchen table business and is now multi-million-pound business. So there's a difference between a home-based business that earns this much and a home-based business that earns this much. And maybe your woman that you want in business that you want to work with is somebody that's turning over about £100,000, or well, yeah, let's go with £100,000. And she's now reached a point at which she's stuck. She'll have some staff, because that's if she's making a product, that's a tricky point to get to on your own. So it's a woman that makes a product, doesn't have a service, and she's reached £100,000 turnover. So she's gone through the VAT threshold. She's employed some people. She's got a team, and now the problems that she's got are different than when she was turning over £20,000 a year and she was making it all herself. And so the message that the £20,000 a year version of her needed to hear about the kind of problems you could help her overcome, and the message that the £100,000 a year version of her and the kind of problems that she has to overcome that coaching might be able to help, it's a different message. So we're narrowing it down and we're narrowing it down and we're narrowing it down, and eventually you're going to come to your ideal client, who is the drip at the end of the funnel, the one drip. And so it may be that your ideal client is a woman called Camilla Sharp, who has £100,000 a year turnover of a business that she has where she creates hand-knitted products, beautiful hand-knitted products made from locally produced wool, dyed using all natural dyes. And she's got this business. She's now got a team of women knitting for her, team of men maybe, team of people knitting for her. Don't want to be fist. And she now needs to do something to change what it is that she's doing in order to be able to grow her business. That's your ideal client in that scenario. Can you see the difference? So a niche is a place to start. It's not the place that you finish. See you tomorrow.